is going to be a really quick video. I'm going to try to keep it like under 8 minutes. And I'm just going to talk about my experience with online courses and just kind of give people some advice on who I think should do them. Should you be skeptical? Are a lot of them scams? Which kind of ones should you watch out for? Which ones are actually good and provide value? Are they even worth doing? Do they actually teach you skills that you can go and then use? Are they better than college? Are they better than going to like one-on-one lessons? And just kind of other tips and tricks that you can kind of take on yourself, and which will give you a much more broader view and just educate yourself more on these online courses, and then from there you can kind of make your own decision if you want to go ahead and do some. Because I know a lot of them are extremely expensive. They can go upwards of €5,000, and then some of them can be get them for a tenner on Udemy and some of these other kind of skill sharing websites. So yeah, I'm a huge advocate for them. I think they're really good. I think they have a lot of potential to increase your value as an individual, especially for employment, or if you want to set up like a freelance business or a service-based business. They're really good, they're really informative, really knowledgeable, and sometimes you're learning from some of the best in the business. So first off, the number one question that, or kind of idea that everybody has is that they're all scams and they're all just a load of shite. A lot of the time that is true, in fairness, and it's very important that when you're buying these courses that you kind of really look into the person that on the other end of the camera. Do they actually have successful businesses, or are they actually an expert in their field? Have a look at some of their organic content. A lot of these people will have organic content on their YouTube channels, LinkedIn, and it give you kind of an insight of how they're teaching, what kind of information they're giving out, what kind of value they're going to give you. The whole idea is that like if they're, and a rule that you should always follow is, if their organic content is good in terms of whatever they're distributing out online already, most likely the paid content will be better. So just kind of have a look and check out their organic content, and make sure that you're going into a course that you really are going to get some value out of it. Do I think that they're all scams? Not a hope. Some of them are unbelievable. Some of the best craftsmen, entrepreneurs, businessmen, creators in the world have courses. I think Martin Scorsese has an online course now. Tons of athletes have online courses, photographers, actors. Who else? Flo Rida has one on beat making. It's just a huge community now of really successful people that kind of, they know that once they record these courses, they're going to be able to distribute them on a huge level. So it makes sense for them to kind of just record it once and then distribute it to a huge audience of people around the world. So no way are they scams. Sometimes you are getting one of the best people in their field to give you the information that they have, that they've accumulated over years and years and years of learning. So definitely don't just, once you see an ad, oh no, it's a scam, fuck that. It's not true. Do a bit of research, have a look into it, have a look into the individual and say, okay, cool, this is something that I want to learn. It's definitely, this person is a respectable person in the field. It's definitely worth me kind of having a little look and checking it out if you're able to afford it. Another kind of question that people have in that kind of area in terms of skepticism, when you're talking about people like Tai Lopez, Sam Ovens, Kevin David, all these guys, are these guys scam artists, or are they actually really successful entrepreneurs and digital marketers and paid traffic gurus or whatever? Like, a lot of these people are constantly in front of you, whether it's YouTube ads, Instagram ads, Facebook ads. And the kind of idea that I had was that if these are able to market to me constantly, and their content actually quite good, and their messaging is quite good, and they're able to tell stories, and a lot of the time the content in these advertisements are quite good too. I mean, it does make sense to kind of go ahead and say, okay, fair, this lad knows what he's doing, like, he's always in front of me. That's what I see with the likes of Tai Lopez. I mean, Tai Lopez doesn't have a marketing degree, doesn't have a huge social media marketing business, but I mean, he's able to use social media marketing to get in front of people like us, and obviously his course business is huge. I mean, the lad has a penthouse in New York and a huge mansion in Beverly Hills. Another thing that people kind of want to talk about is the whole kind of price aspect of it, and I've done a number of like high ticket ones, and then a number of like ones that I got online and on Udemy for a tenner. If you want to learn a skill in terms of digital marketing, SEO, AdWords, whatever, what other kind of photography, videography, a lot of these things can be done for like a 10 or 20 quid. A decent foundational knowledge can be done for 10, 20 quid on a course called Udemy. Now when you're talking about entrepreneur style people, like someone like Iman Gadzhi, Kevin David, those kind of lads are kind of different, because the whole entrepreneur kind of space is, there's so many different styles of entrepreneurs and businessmen that you can't really just teach one style. So in that case, when it's not really just a set skill you want to learn, but you want to learn like a lifestyle and a workflow and a mindset behind somebody and behind their business, in that case, it's a different story altogether, because you really want to learn more about that person and how that person operates, rather than just the skills that they're doing day to day. What I'm basically saying is that if you want to learn like social media marketing, you don't need to do it from a lad like Tai Lopez or Sam Ovens, because their skills, there's foundational knowledge there, and a lot of it's free on YouTube, but a lot of it can be done for €10, €20 on courses like Udemy. If there's someone that you see online and you really like the way they're thinking, the way they speak, the way they articulate, the way they have thought processes, and a certain individual that you feel like their business is in optimized state, and you really want to learn more about the inside cranks and clogs of their business, well then yeah, do their course, because what they're going to teach you through their course is their mindset, their systems, their processes, what softwares they're using, what way they interact with people, all their sales techniques, and it's a completely different space. So it's extremely important that you do differentiate the two, skills and then individuals. Another kind of aspect of it is that it's the whole kind of and a lot of the messaging that these course providers kind of come across with online is it's an investment in you, and the more you invest into yourself, the more valuable you become, and the greater of an asset you are to your organisation or your business or whatever. And that's extremely true, 100%. The more you inform yourself in your field, the more education you have, the more knowledge you have, the more money you can ask for, the more value you can provide, and it just makes complete sense. In saying that though, it doesn't mean that if you invest €1,000 into something, you're going to get €1,000 worth of value out of it. Same with if you invest a tenner into something, doesn't mean you're only going to get a tenner's worth of value out of it. So yeah, that's kind of it in a nutshell. I do think that doing these courses are extremely valuable. If you come across a course online, just do a little bit of research on the individual, who you're going to be learning from, and if you think you require that level of knowledge to get where you want to be. If you subscribe down below, it really helps me, helps the channel. It gives me a little bit of social proof. When someone comes onto the channel and they're like, oh, but he has 100 subscribers, he's obviously knows what he's talking about or whatever. It just makes everything look a bit better, a bit cleaner for me, and obviously watching the numbers rise is pretty cool. So if you got any value out of it, I would really appreciate you pressing that button. And yeah, let me know if you've done any, send me a DM or whatever, or text if you do any online courses, or if you want any feedback in terms of is this lad legit, or is this course any use. I'd happily just do my own little bit of research and say, oh yeah, I'd say he's alright or whatever, or if he's a scam artist, which there is a lot of scam artists out there too, a lot of people that just want to charge you like a load of money for a shy course, teaching you how to fucking schedule a post on Facebook or something. So yeah, thanks a million for watching, and I'm going to try upload a few more next week and the week after that, so thanks.